Yes, now, boys and girls, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're well. It is it is Pizza Friday. It is, but I need to be a good boy this week. I'm meant to be on a bit of a detox this week. Meant to be trying to not eat healthily, but just not eat a bunch of trash this week. Pizza Friday unfortunately falls into the trash category. Vegan pizza. Ugh, God no. What even is vegan pizza? Just eat a tomato. There's nothing else left, right? Coffee and Monster detox as well. No, coffee's still firmly on the list. Coffee's clean. Coffee's natural. Monster is definitely off the list though. Beer's off the list. Sugar's off the list. Fatty foods is off the list. Just for this week. I do it like once every 4 to 6 months or something, just for a week. Keeps the body alive. Just order one with broccoli on it. Cheat the system. I like the way you think. I'm not sure I will take the advice today though. I'm back on EU this morning. I'm pre-coffee. I'm also still like this detox is not good, like for my mental state because I'm just tired all week. It shows how much your body relies on like fatty foods and sugar and cheap and easy calories. But plus staying up watching the football last night has yeah, less sleep than I was used to. But we're back on EU today, simply because I want to get my druid a little bit more gear. After leveling 2 guardian druids over on the NA account, I kind of want to just push some gear on this guardian druid, just because they're kind of funny. They just don't die. they're just funny. Guardian druids just don't die. The gear on this character is not great, but it's my herbalist and miner. Dairy Leah is my herb and miner character. Now, not having, you don't need super duper mega gear on a herb miner, but it definitely does help for, like, if you do accidentally pull something, that you just nuke it down. That's kind of half the point. Also, it's a good excuse to actually keep this guy up to speed. We're big slack on the knowledge points. We're big slack on herbing and mining. I haven't got proper profession tools. I haven't got... I'm fucking miles behind on knowledge points. I've slacked on this pretty hard, unfortunately. I think there's an element of logic to this. That getting my herbing and mining character at least fully up to speed before we get deep into sort of season 2 PTR and season 2 in general, I really should keep the herb miner just like topped up all the time anyway. Reason being is because it's the #1 question people always ask. Oh, well, how much gold can herbing and mining make these days? And I can never give a straight answer because it always comes with the, well, I can make this much, but... And it's kind of annoying, so I want to try and put a little bit more effort into keeping this dude up to speed. But gearing is also kind of fun on a druid, it seems. So I'm going to bang out a couple of delves first thing this morning. Where's the Battle Falls today? Oh, we got the Plaza Shadow Guard Point, Guff Memories, and Twilight Crypts. Oh, I've only got 1 restored coffer key. Well, that's going to get in the way, isn't it? That's going to get in the way a touch. Christ alive, I've never had to even remotely consider about not having coffer keys. That's new for me. Not doing abundance on the character every week, not farming treasures on the character every week has kind of left me short on keys, apparently. Fun. Testing showed that the GPU was faulty. They've ordered a new one. Hopefully you'll get your PC back soon. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Better than what you heard last time. At least they have found an error. At least they've actually been able to say, yes, this was it. Better than last time when it sounded like they were trying to claim that there was no issue at all. So, bit of a win there. Good job. Jensen, welcome in. Zatario, welcome in, by the way. Loot Fever, Kahani. BM Hunter, Omni. Earth is in here as well. A1, how are we all doing? Good mornings. I should have done my welcomes. I've got my coffee. Oh, I think it's just beeped. The coffee could be good to go. Let's get this first delve done. Then I'm going to have to actually think about grinding some keys to be able to do more bountiful delves. That's kind of not something I expected to have to do. Is it just... Is the UI lying to me, or is that actually legitimately a thing? Oh my god, I've only actually got one key. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, not wanting to run the risk of accidentally making my druid my main character, because that would be absolutely crazy sauce. But I would like to keep it up to speed, probably almost as my second, as like my main alt, I would guess these days. Really, you can buy keys for undercoins. True, you probably can. Yeah, in fact, I think you definitely can. Valera should probably just go DPS mode. She kills everything, I tank it. She does outrageous damage and we all win, right? That's clearly how this works. Oh yeah, coffer keys are not difficult to come by if you play the game. It's just I've not really played the game on this character. It's not going to be a biggie.
I don't think so.
I was just surprised to find out I don't have any.
Now strike.
I mean, this dude's what, 255 item level right now? And while I don't pull the entire delve, he just kind of cruises through 11s.
I'll take care of them.
Yoink. What are we meant to be doing in here? I never understand the plaza. We're meant to be defending it and rebuilding barricades, okay. One of you. Seems to be something going on down here. What are these dudes doing on the floor? Get up. Get up, lazy son of a... Did you go get the gamba rolls first? Yeah, I've already done a little bit of gearing on this character. I've used some bonus rolls already. I'm just trying to, you know, just do a couple of bountifuls each day. We got 6 gamba rolls, and I actually think I can go get more technically. I just haven't yet.
One moment.
Herbs in here somewhere. Where have they gone? All the way up there. How do I even get up there? Oh, we woke the puppy. We awokens the puppy. They change the curios every season, don't they, for the companion? I hope they keep the one that just like has the chance to just instant nuke the mobs. That's really useful. Super useful.
Now strike.
when randomly out of nowhere Valera just does about 17 million DPS and just completely one-shots a mob.
Speak no more. Speak no more.
Right, get ruined, you little voidies.
I'll take care of them.
Saying that, they are actually doing some damage to me. I'm not completely indestructible in an 11 by the looks of things. I'm not far from it, but... Herb around here somewhere. Where's he gone? No. Didn't I... Oh, did I not? Oh, maybe I didn't. I thought I got the Nemesis dude, but apparently not. Yeah, I definitely need some coffee this morning. I can feel all slightly fuzzy. Did anybody watch the football yesterday? Mexico had a reasonably good start. Bit of a crazy game. Kind of a weird game in terms of the fact that it was both not really that eventful, but also pretty damn eventful. Like, the football wasn't particularly eventful. But you can't argue with 2 goals and 3 sending us off in the first game. What's up, Hammer Lambs? Spot some neighbours hunting squirrels.
Be quiet.
What item levels my druids? 255? 255, but like terribly geared. I've still got a flipping adventurer ring on. No, we're not pushing the limits yet. I see loads of herbs on the map, but I have no idea where they... Oh, one's up here. Sneaky. So sneaky you can't get it. How are you meant to get that?
Speak no more.
Another barricade here.
I don't think so.
What, just the big dude now? Okay, this is actually quite a straightforward delve. Easy business.
Speak no more. One moment.
Right, see how quick we can nuke this fella down then. Why do I not have... Oh, okay, all my buttons are wrong. My buttons are wrong on this character. Oops. I didn't do any of the Nemesis dudes either by the looks of things. I need to do the Nemesis bosses because that's what gives you the crests. Which, once we've used our bonus rolls, is we're going to need those crests in order to actually upgrade anything.
Breathe deep.
I was wondering why you weren't using Iron Fur.
Can't catch up.
Well, yeah, me buttons don't seem in the right place, and my talent build doesn't feel the same as what I've been used to be using. I think it's you pretty me. I don't have, for starters, let me be clear. I got no idea how to play a Guardian Druid properly. I just kind of press the buttons that keep me alive. I feel that with a reasonably geared character, you can almost spam this. It feels like you can practically spam this, the amount of rage. 40 rage and you get rage out of fucking everywhere.
No more.
Oh, no, get back in bear form, you dick. Wait, how did he pop out of bear form? Idiot. There's me saying Guardian Druids don't die. How did he come out of bear form? What button did I press then? I don't know what I pressed there. Oh, did I try and do my regrowth, but it wasn't, like, buffed? Oh, that's probably what I did. I don't think I've even been using Mark of the Wild. This is a real expert. This is a real showcase of how not to play Druid. Where's me? Survival Instincts is on F correctly. Where's my... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I need coffee. Yeah, where's Berserk? Replaced by Incarnation Guardian of Ursoc. Well, that's why I don't have it then. No. No. I want Convoke. Why the hell would I not have Convoke? Convoke's really fun. Convoke's really fun. Convoke goes burr. Right, okay. Let's do it again properly this time. Do I have to kill these ads on this? I reckon we do probably have to kill the ads.
Breathe deep. Be quiet.
Kill these little suckers.
Can't catch us. Not quick enough.
Frenzied Regeneration, best spell. It does so much. Like, it gives you a shield. It pops all of your cooldowns. It restores. It does fucking everything. You get to double the amount of charges of it you have. And when you get it like bare naked to like fully buffed up, this is like just a one button GG well played. if you have a frenzied redo, if you just don't, it's just GG. Kind of crazy. Right, this is our last bonus roll. I didn't do half of me flipping strong boxes. Right, we're gonna, you know, casually open the day.
I wouldn't.
What have you got? You got anything interesting? Ring wouldn't go amiss, to be honest. Oh, well, hang on. What did we just get? Champion boots. Don't need those. Oh, we got a ring. Oh, well, that's a better solution. That's fixed one of my adventure-looking problems. Boom. That's also likely. Do we still got some veteran gear knocking about somewhere then? We should be able to upgrade stuff now, I think. 2 of 6 champion. I think I should be able to upgrade all of my crests higher now. It only gave us the Midnight Epic one. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe we've got to upgrade that champion gear a bit more, but I thought I should be able to upgrade veteran crests at least by now. What did he have? What did he have? You got anything? You got something that I care about? No. Drums of renewed bond. I've already got one of these. Shoulders? Oh! We can buy those and throw those in the catalyst. Yeah, I'm having those. I'm having those. Those go in the catalyst and they complete our 4 set. It's a double win. Yes, please. 3 tunes with 1 piece of champion gear that I just can't shake. 2 feet and 1 shoulder piece. Well, 1207 is going to allow you to go, I want boots. So you're going to be able to cherry pick hero gear. 750 field accolades, which are easily farmed for. So you'll be able to fix those problems deterministically without relying on crafting or the vault. Next week, in fact. Yes. Next week. Shift 4 right now. Oh, yeah, I switched it so I actually have Berserk, didn't I? And then forgot to use it. Good spot, though, by the way. Sorry, I'm pre-coffee and I'm not really alive yet this morning. Let's put... Oh, God, where did they go? You fellas. It's 4. Really looking forward to Flex Mythic in 0.7. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, you know. Could be a game changer for some guilds, because I'm convinced one of the biggest issues with Mythic is getting exactly 20 people in the right place at the right time. It might give those heroic guilds that choose to stick at a heroic a little bit more chance at, you know, at least pushing a couple more bosses, even if they don't want to, like, progress Mythic. Assuming they keep this concept going forward, that is.
You here? It is a world of wonders.
More bonus champion. Crests. That's going to be as far as we can go until we can get rid of all of our champion gear. So what are we missing on this dude then? Hero, 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 hero. This is a good start. Hero, champion waist, champion legs, champion boots, hero, champion, hero, hero. Okay, so we need a ring, boots, pants, and a belt. And then we'll be fully hero geared at least. New raid looks underwhelming. Check the tactics for it. Even on Mythic, it looks like a boss that will go down in under 10 pulls. Well, I don't think it's meant to be a progress raid, is it? It's they don't do this very often, these one boss raids, but it feels kind of like a I mean, this is a really old school reference at this point, but it feels like what was it, back in Wrath of the Lich King? That, like, mini 2-boss, kind of, like, almost meant to be designed to be pugged, kind of just World Boss Plus. Let me grab me coffee. Loot pinata is another way to describe it. Definitely is for us. The amount of planning needed is way more than my raid lead is willing to do, which I can understand. Yeah, I don't really get so involved in the whole guild sort of thing in the game. I haven't for years and years and years. My schedule used to just not be suitable to like joining a guild and being part of a raid team. Only since I've been doing content creation could I really have actually, in theory, started a guild and whatever, but... I know we have no refunds for like crafting and just like a community guild kind of thing, but in terms of like actual pushing endgame content, and because I don't do too much of it, I only understand it from an outsider's perspective these days. But I can definitely see why it becomes, you know, a lot of hard work for you know, certain individuals.
I have answers if you have questions. What have you learned lately?
Keys are 2,000 a piece. Let's just buy a couple of keys. The hell's coffer key glue? Oh, okay. That's the toy that allows you to just, whenever you want, convert your keys into a store. Why is that why do you need that? That doesn't make any difference. Doesn't it do it automatically when you step foot into a delve anyway? Interesting. It's another toy to add to the collection, I guess.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
Right, where's next on the cards? We got Shadow Guard Point. Let me haul ass all the way down to Twilight Crypt. Den of Nalarak. Den of Nalarak. Den of Nalarak. Go. So that you can free up your 600 cap without entering a delve. That's a weekly cap though anyway, isn't it? I don't know. You're probably right. Ha! Don't look at my player house. Nobody needs to see that. Oh, coffee good. Coffee good. Right. Twilight Crypts. Have a little poke around in here, shall we? Where's this treasure at then? Hello? Is it in the cave? Wasn't there a... Oh, actually, I'm just thinking. It was on the delve journey, wasn't it? That you get like double keys from treasures and whatever. Just thinking, I should actually, as much as I really don't particularly want to, I should go run 4 Nightmare Praise just to get Season 1 finished. Because... should. Just because we should. That'll tick another box for the season. Go on, Lush Azurite. High qualities. 3 high qualities. Getting into crafting and farming decor on NA has given me the itch, you know, to actually try and... oh no, we're not doing the rituals, are we? It's given me the itch to sort of explore midnight lumbering. Obviously, we haven't got midnight on the NA account, as that's kind of part of the challenge, is to get it. But it gives me the opportunity to do that on the EU account. And to be honest, you know, on the NA account, we're probably not going to be getting the midnight decor recipes all that quickly or easily. Although, you don't need any knowledge points for them. So, in theory, maybe it wouldn't be that difficult. Just farming up Void Light Marl or something, but that's in the future. Where's the herb? Sanguithor's not worth stopping for. Anyway, squirrels. Let's head into here. I got all prey achievements for the meta, except getting ambushed 100 times. I'm at 70. It feels so bad. Oh my lord, I've forgotten about the meta achievements. Does that mean you've done all of the prey bosses on like normal and hard and nightmare as well? You must have been... I mean, you must have been praying so hard you're practically Jesus at this point.
Interest you on a pint?
That seems like an awful lot of hard work, you know.
Breathe deep.
Now strike!
Oh, I thought I pulled him. Oh well, whatever. Take him on as well. Ooh, a rare.
I'll take care of them.
Ooh, okay, we are taking more damage than I was expecting to.
Make haste.
Maybe don't pull half the zone in one go, before I have any idea how to play. Look at spam cooldowns and hopefully not die. We're fine. That wasn't very clean, was it? Jesus. I mean, got the job done, but not very smooth. The way to extract data from TSM into a spreadsheet so you can see your sales groups, like for decor or anything close to it. No, I've had a conversation with Sapio about this before. On the ability to export from the add-on would make, like, you know, be wonderfully helpful. Even if it was just like shopping scans. The The reality is, these days, I tend to feel that TSM is basically just being maintained, really. It doesn't... I don't get those vibes that it's ever being sort of built on or worked on. It feels like it's being maintained. And especially now with multiple versions of the game, them trying to keep all versions of the game supported is, in my opinion, hindering the ability for TSM to actually, like, add anything new. The website was the last major updates that they've really done, in my opinion. But there's no denying that the website was updated predominantly as a way to promote TSM Premium to drive some extra revenue from the add-on. It doesn't feel as if there's like that same level of passion behind it anymore that is driving it forward. Just seems to be making sure that it mostly works and does what it's always been good at. But... oh, okay, we're not allowed to go that way. Which is fine. I mean, I'm not knocking them for that. It's, you know, the add-on is still absolutely god tier for any form of serious goal making. You are pushed to find anybody that makes lots of gold that doesn't use TSM. It's very much a default tool in the toolbox, but yeah, so, some little quality of life features like that for those that want to take it the extra step would be nice. Especially in this world we live in now where you can vibe code an add-on in like 10 minutes, it seems. Now, I'm highly undervaluing the effort that probably does go into it there, so I apologise in advance, but like, in relative terms, you can make an add-on in seconds compared to what you used to be able to only a couple of expansions ago.
Quiet.
The likelihood with that is that I mean, we're at a point where I wouldn't be that surprised if somebody comes along and actually genuinely makes something seriously close to TSM. Just borderline doing everything that TSM already does and then choosing to do more. And just vibe codes the shit out of it and has it done in like minutes. You know, if I was doing any form of like software development or anything these days, I would be very concerned about somebody being able to come along and just easily compete. TSM's got the advantage of that they have the data, and is, you know, advice I've given them in the past that just focus 100% on the fact that everybody given the choice will just use TSM's data. You know, they track every single auction. They have the price source system, which is significantly better than anything else out there. There are multiple different price sources, so you can analyze the data in different ways depending on what you're trying to achieve. And more importantly, they've got years and years and years of historical data as well, which accounts for something for sure. Do I have a beacon? That's a good question. I don't have a beacon, no. Probably should have considered getting one of those, shouldn't I? Maybe if we do an... We'll find the dude naturally if we're here for a few delves. But I appreciate the reminder.
Speak no more. Too quick to counter.
Oh, can't go in there yet either. Do we have to open the door first? Can we go in here now? Yes. That will let us in the other one.
Breathe deep.
Also gives us the banner. Grab a cheeky herb, why not? Tranquility Bloom, so that was worth about 10 silver. It's so wild, you know, having end of expansion prices on some materials, like what feels like minutes into the expansion. Current expansion materials being sold for like literally silvers already is kind of wild. Maybe they're working on TSM 2 in the background and then just hush hush about it. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
I don't think so.
Some of the sort of like volunteer community members for TSM clearly still play the game a lot. Ramos, for example, is a, you know, a pretty big time flipper at this point. He's in the multi-hundred millions club and still very actively playing the game. But I get the feeling that most of the other devs for Trade Schoolmaster, if they still play, it's on a very casual basis. And I also have a suspicion that most of them these days probably prefer Classic over Retail, which is why the desire to keep the Classic versions of TSM alive and functioning sufficiently is probably higher than that for Retail. But, you know, this is just me speculating. I'm on good talking terms with a lot of the people who do TSM. But, you know, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not that in the loop.
Can't catch us. Speak no more.
Don't stand in that.
I don't think so.
There's a weird lag on that. When regrowth is flashing and it becomes a free cast, there seems to be a weird lag on. It doesn't seem to sit on the GCD properly. I don't know if it's something I'm missing. We are technically already at TSM 4, yeah.
Catch. Too quick to counter.
Oh, I need to not stand in that. Ow! I might die here again if I'm not careful. Being a right idiot. Right idiot. Paying any attention to what's going on to the abilities as well. Oh, stupid pillar.
Time to
Only I could die as a Guardian Druid. Jesus. Right. Loot. Loot me up. Bonus loots. Right, what have we got then? No. 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 Oh no, we've completely struck out in this delve. Completely struck out. Shame on me. Anything with you? I've already spent me points, haven't I? Already spent my points. I can actually get more of them. Okay, we've got 2 more chances. Or I might need some keys before we do that. Oh no, I bought 2, didn't I? I bought 2, we should be good. What we got? What we got, where we got it? We got Shadow Guard or we got Guff Memories. We got keys to do both of them as well, which is nice. Doesn't really matter, does it? We'll go do Voidstorm because I might actually need to pick up a couple of bonus rolls. The bonus rolls. Holy, am I happy I made my bags a few days ago. Prices are up by 50% now. Timed it right then by the sounds of things.
Just the Azerothian I've been looking for. And if you come across any,
Oh, I got 2 weeks worth.
Be careful not to have too much.
We're also gonna probably, let's think about this. We should be getting the ascent with these things, shouldn't we? I was just thinking. I've got 5 of these now as well. I need to save 80 myth crests or acquire 80 myth crests. Craft a 2-handed staff, don't I? That makes sense. But we've only got 20 myth dawn crests. We're gonna have to, for me to have any access to any reasonable amount of myth crests, I have to get fully hero geared. Because then we can convert myth crests up. So we've got to get rid of these few bits of champion here. I'm not taking this all that seriously until we until next week, to be honest. Because obviously next week I can just, you know, fill the gaps, farm field accolades in the rituals and just fill the gaps and it's GG. Not gonna lie, this is kind of overkill for just a herbing mining character, but I think that's my 2nd Nocturnal Lotus from looting a herb this morning. We take those results. Wait, what? What's going on? Why do we not have... I mean, that's really what we want to be able to do more so than anything else. That's kind of the most important thing. Is as and when we accidentally aggro something, when gathering something, we can pop Convoke and anything in range just melts. That's kind of the point of getting some gear. Midnight is, they've definitely made the decision, haven't they, to put, like... They've definitely put a lot of, protection on a lot of the nodes. A lot of mobs in close proximity to a lot of the stuff. You loot fast enough on a druid, you can avoid a lot of it, but... Not so much with lumber, because it takes fucking forever to chop a tree, apparently. not I'm not all that well practiced in farming midnight lumber, but I've heard through the grapevine from those that are very well practiced in it that it's sometimes hella annoying to have to kill everything before you can loot the nodes. I wish there'd be more of a progression for better lumbering. I'm gonna be honest, I'm genuinely more concerned that they're just gonna make it, like, rather than making it, because adding a progression would be not a terrible idea, but I think they're trying quite hard to not make lumbering feel like another profession. I'm kind of weirdly concerned that they're just going to ramp up the amount of lumber that people are going to be able to get even more, because we know via farming it that like 250 lumber an hour is quite achievable if you know what you're doing. General Joe that player housing is kind of mostly focused to won't be doing it on a druid. They'll be picking up herbs and ore at the same time as they do it. They'll be distracted. They probably won't have the achievement. Like, I've seen people complaining that they don't even get 20 lumber an hour, and that they never feel as if they've got enough lumber to craft anything. And then, you know, the more target market for the content, when they're complaining that it don't work very well for them, you can see changes happening. As long as they keep, I mean, I don't really mind what they do to lumber drop rates and whatever, as long as they don't make it flipping tradable. That's all I hope they don't do. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of content with them leaving lumber well alone. Like Chris said, that, you know, there is a reason why it's profitable. The reason why it's profitable is because it requires you to both farm it and then craft it and also then sell it. You got to get reasonable at the three major categories of gold making: farming, crafting, auctioning. You got to do a little bit of all three. Unless you just cheat the system and flip it, obviously. But you got to do a little bit of all three to have...
This is for you.
To have success with it, which is arguably the reason why it makes gold
Quiet.
for those who do it.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Be quiet.
It's another one of those, though. The people who've been vocal about the fact they don't seem to be able to get enough lumber to craft all of the things that they want to craft are also the same people who complain that, like, they never have any gold and that everything's so expensive in the game. But then when shortly quizzed on, like, well, what professions do you have? Oh, I don't like the professions, I don't use them. Well, no surprise you have, like, you know, like, what do you do to try and make gold? Or, well, I just raid log. I raid log and I then do the, like, okay, so you put zero effort in. It's the I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas kind of argument that or feedback that is so very often seen. When you dig into it, even like by a tiny amount, you're like, oh, okay, you've tried nothing. I see, okay. I'm with you then.
Bounty from nature. Useful.
It should be of no surprise to anybody if you've put zero effort into doing something that you can't expect to win. Like, goal making is no different. But weirdly, there's always been this stigma, and I don't know what causes it. There's always been this stigma that gold should just be easy to make and free in the game, weirdly. It's probably because people are like, well, money's difficult in the real world and I'm playing a game, and so in a game it should be easy. I don't know. I don't know what the cognitive link there is. But I've always noticed this for years and years and years and years and years. There's always a section of the player base that seems to have this assumption that gold should just be freely available and everybody should have lots of it in the game. The economists out there are very quickly going to tell you that if that's the case, then the price of everything just goes up and those people feel poor again. But like, we're not diving deep into that. But I've always found it just somewhat amusing, if nothing else, that there's this kind of weird assumption. Everything should just give you loads of gold, and everybody should be able to have lots of gold just without really doing, you know, anything at all in the game. Oh, Abandoned Sentinel. He's the one that has the punchy gloves.
I'll take care of them.
Punchy gloves that gives you like 50% crit chance or something. They want easy, there's always the token. I mean, it's the entire reason it exists. 100% the reason it exists.
One moment.
Critical strikes deal double damage. Oh, okay. It doesn't... Oh, it's that different then if they change that? I swear it was just a flat 50% crit chance. The hiccups somehow. The only good rare. Pangolin and the Banshee are kind of useless. Yeah, I genuinely don't notice what the other ones do. Like, yeah, this one has like consistent benefit. Really cool. Super cool if you have a lot of crit as well. I don't.
Time to sleep.
Is that all of the... Oh no, I still need two more.
They will know what
Oh, I'm
hit
slacking. Big slacking. Well, there's a Nemesis dude up here. Who grab you. Now that we're actually getting some gear, we do sort of kind of need to start caring about the
Quiet.
crest acquisition a little bit more. Ah, boy. We got a frenzied rejuve on cooldown, yes.
Quiet.
I might have done too much here.
I'll take care of them. Make haste. Time to sleep.
Yeah, I'm still not comfortable playing a Guardian Druid. I think they're kind of interesting, but as you can probably see, I'm not overly confident playing one. I'm gonna run around a little bit with like a headless chicken, just spamming cooldowns, hoping I don't die. Angling increases the movement speed, completely drops the moment that you actually get into combat, which in theory should be like all the time you're in a delve, yeah. Banshee has a chance to do the AoE scream that fears, barely noticeable. I don't think I've ever noticed that going off. Oh, excuse me.
I don't think so. This is for you.
Just avoid pulling the 3 NPC Nemesis packs into anything else. The flyers and the lizards are no problem. Or with the others. Yeah, we'll just get more gear. Just YOLO it. And let Valera do after work anyway. She's casually doing 100k DPS. just chilling. I'm a passenger in this for the most part. I haven't even got flipping my buff up.
They won't know what hit them.
Maybe I shouldn't stand in the blue things. Shouldn't ask for bonus damage, should we?
Be quiet. Time to sleep.
Oh, Jesus. He turned him off. Alright, give me something good. Okay, what do we get? 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 Legs. Legs is good. We take legs. Yes, please. Take legs. They get catalyst. We also got champion trinket. Nobody cares about. Champion legs. Beautiful. Oh, I should check that there's nothing on this that we want.
Have led to this.
We can't afford anything anyway. We've only got 135. Then don't look too close. Can't afford it. Don't look at it. Don't be looking. Well, that's got a full... Jesus. Coffee's doing a number on me this morning. This should now be a full 5-piece set, meaning we can switch something out when needed. All at hero as well. It feels like it's about 7,000 degrees in it. The weather needs to make its mind up. It's either pouring down with rain and 12 degrees, or it's 25 degrees. Nothing in between. We now just need belt and boots. Belt and boots. Oh, and 1 ring. Oh, anyway. Belt, boots, and a ring. We have 1,000,000 bonus rolls left still to do it. 7 bonus rolls. And 1 last key for today's last bountiful delve, which is Goth Memories. This way. Oh, hang on, wrong one, wrong zone.
The den has been ravaged with vermin. If we deal with that problem, the elders will be more favorable with us. Take a Grimlings. They are always
I'm actually pretty sure. I'm pretty safe in saying that I've done more delves in Season 1 of Midnight than I think I did the entire War Within expansion. I'm pretty sure that's a factual statement. Which is odd, because I was not the biggest fan of delves at the beginning. I think now that there's a deeper progression path for solo players, I have enough of a, what would you say, carrot on the stick, enough reason to do the same delves. Or maybe it's because, you know, fatigue with them hasn't kicked in yet, I don't know. None of the delves feel like really gross though this time. There was a couple of delves in the War Within. Can't remember what they were called. There was definitely a couple of delves that I just really didn't enjoy. Which always put a down on it. There's not a single delve I don't think in Midnight that I like genuinely go, ugh, it's this one. I'm pretty cash flow positive on most of the delves. Grudge Pit's the best for tanks. Yeah, because you do literally just pull everything and don't have to move, I bet. Yeah. Right. Last delve for the day. Be really nice if we could fill one of these 3 gaps in. Really nice. Oh, okay. I have remembered. The candle one is... This is probably the only one where I'm like, there's this one and the mirror one. There's this one and the one where you got to move all the mirrors around. Are probably the 2 delves that are like more sort of just kind of like... I do them, But I would probably choose to do them last, if you know what I mean. They kind of eased up on these, like, flipping candle mechanic and annoying shit in The War Within. Because they were really heavy on these kind of weird, annoying kiss curse mechanics at the beginning. They're better now, though.
Too quick to counter.
Yeah, these three don't fuck about, do they? These lot do just omega damage. These Wrath Shell Consumptor things. So much so, I almost feel as if I should be kiting these ones rather than face tanking them, because they sting. Luckily, they don't have a lot of health. They get nuked real quick, but they fucking hurt. Wimp. Always face tank.
I don't think so.
I'll do that in combat.
Be
I
quiet.
can, but I get interrupted.
Make haste.
Half the treasures. 50-50. Not sure I like this playlist today. I just picked a Feel Good Friday playlist, but not digging it. This is better for delves.
Breathe deep. My eyes on you.
Ryu,
Your path
number
leads
1.
here.
Oh, doggies. Doges.
Be quiet.
What did we learn from last time? Don't pull everything. Don't pull everything. I saw the dogs. Should have just pulled the dogs. Tried to range the dogs and accidentally pulled about 25 other mobs. Not like he hasn't been warned, I know. Hey, if I always listened, it'd be boring, eh? If I always listened, it'd just be boring.
Catch. My eyes on you.
Down you go.
Speak swiftly.
Ain't the best teacher. You learn from your mistakes. You learn way more from your mistakes than you do. People who do nothing but win in life often fall the hardest.
Speak no more.
Because they don't see the massive collapse coming.
Speak no more.
Oh no, feared. It's not good news. Yeah, I'm still not overly comfortable about how much I have to be spamming Iron Fur, sorry. Whilst leveling to 90, I didn't get into the habit of just basically spamming the shit out of it. Whereas I feel as if I kind of need to these days. Seems to be the one button we should be spamming.
Breathe deep.
What's it? It's boosting our armor by what? 2,000 every
My eyes on you.
stack. And it stacks, that's the point. What's our armor by default? Yeah, it's adding 15% physical damage reduction, basically every stack. So it only helps with physical, yeah. Right, what are we doing? Killing a bunch of shit.
This is for you. My eyes on you. I'll take care of them.
Wailing Spirit, I might not even bother with. As we previously mentioned, the rares are kind of just like a bit of a nothing burger. Oh, I pulled some doggos.
Make haste.
Somehow managed to only pull 2 doggos.
Time to sleep.
Dead. Now for the big dude. Oh, I've got ink. Oh, I thought it was stampeding ball or whatever. Okay, right. Is this dude going to give us something good? What's the odds?
Be quiet. No.
Oh dear. that was a bad time to switch into cat form, wasn't it? Whoops. Literally got one shot. They turned me off. It's alright, nobody saw that, we're fine. What a donut. I was like, oh, he's a little bit close, I should probably get away from him. Splat. I died twice in here. TL.
This is for you.
Don't get tentacled.
Be quicker next time.
Not sure Bear would have saved you. Is his damage that aggressive that it'll just one-shot you on a tier 11? Maybe we should just not get hit and not find out. Right then. Braces. Exact same braces we've already got, unfortunately. A champion ring. Not going to be too useful to us, unfortunately. I think we have hard lucked out on this one. Hard lucked out. That's a shame. Well, we have at least fixed a couple of the problems today. 4-piece set is a big one. Got our 4-piece set bonus. Did I not put the legs on? I catalysted my legs and then didn't put them on. Whoops. It's alright, nobody saw that. Yeah, we're all with 3 pieces of gear away from being heroic all over. Do crafting mats sell quick when posted at the average daily sold price? Crafting mats just sell almost instantly. The average daily sold price, I wouldn't worry about it too much. The only thing to be aware of with materials is there is about a 20% swing in their price across, you know, a 24-hour, 48, 72-hour period. They do fluctuate a bit. You don't always need to post your mats at the whatever the cheapest price is. But if you're looking to like overcut the mats, if you're looking to post them at a little bit more expensive than whatever the current minimum is, I tend not to go much more than 10-20% more. You actually do want to semi-reliably sell them.
The trust will restore our world.
They're not going to be any use to us. Can't afford the trinket. Can't afford the pole arm, but don't need it anyway. Well, we've at least got some reasonable gear now on this dude. Reasonable enough that it makes farming just like dumb easy. Wondering what TSM price setting would be best, since at the moment I'm just posting at the cheapest available price. I honestly don't post mats with TSM for that exact reason. I just kind of eyeball each one and make a bit of a mini self-assessment on each one. Most of the time. Because there isn't really a one-size-fits-all rule. Materials. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. You just kind of need experience with it, really. I mean, you can always sort of, if you have your TSM Auction DB data in the tooltips, you can look at certain items and just get a feel for what the item's doing. And I've had discussions with TSM before about sort of like ignoring the first like 1,000 auctions or something. But, you know, Dazzling Thorium, for example, in this scenario, you're not going to sell it if you post it for any more than minimum, because these two walls are probably not going to move. And so this is where you'd post it basically at the minimum price and just have it instantly sell. Here, for example, we've got Brilliant Silver Ore. The data sort of shows us that the market is pretty poor at the moment. It's crashing. Market value of 52 gold is down 30% in like a 2-week period, with it being 45 gold right now and there being a massive wall of 12,000 of it at 46 and plenty more in between. There's not really any advantage to trying to post it any more than a minimum here. Just list it minimum, get it sold almost instantly. Brilliant Silver at quality 1 is pretty stable in price in comparison. This has dropped about 15% in the last 2 weeks. Not by anywhere near as much. This, you will probably find there's a bit of a fluctuation on a day-by-day price. Price goes up a little bit more, price comes down a little bit more. So here is where you could maybe actually consider posting it for a little bit more, but then you only go to 12 gold and you start to see a massive wall. So you ask the question again, is it really worth? Just start to see how you just kind of consider each material individually. And it's not really something that can easily just be coded into TSM. Because you often want to take into consideration, are there any big walls of materials that you know the market's not going to chunk through? And if that's the case, there's no point posting back here particularly, unless you really are happy to just wait for the walls to disappear. You can't build any of this into TSM, so you just kind of have to do it by eye. Which, unless you are doing some serious amounts of farming or you're doing some serious flipping of materials, there's no real reason to ever worry about it too much. Just post them at near or at the minimum price and they'll sell instantly and go farm some more. Or craft some more or whatever. Every time I try and build something into TSM to be relatively generic, it always ends up doing things I don't want it to do. So I kind of revert back to posting mats and things manually. Right. This dude, I actually want to, believe it or not, get some weekly stuff done. Mostly so that we can maybe do an hour or two of herbing and mining and lumber gathering. To chip away at some of this catch-up points so I can be closer to useful on this character. For reference, this character hasn't even got, like, flipping proper tools for herbing and mining. Hard slacked on this character. This was my first dinged level 90 character. But I will be open with you. I went in a direction with my Spectre that I probably shouldn't have done. I put a whole bunch of points into Midnight Overloading, which I kind of wish I hadn't done at this point. Knowing now what we do know about nodes, I was kind of slightly, with hindsight, I was incorrect. Luckily, it's only 40 points, and it's not so many that I can come back from, but it was a good reason for me to basically just not bother with this Herbalist pretty quickly. Now, though, I can, there's enough catch-up points available to fix these problems. Herbalism has, what, 142 catch-up points available by this point, which, means this tree could still be filled with the catch-up points that are available right now. Going into Season 2, you probably want your finesse style tree, your yield tree, I guess is probably a better way to describe it. You want to be getting as many herbs as possible, and you want to be getting them at the highest quality you possibly can. Going into Season 2, so you kind of want this tree full. Some nodes are obviously far less important. You might also notice I got 40 points in flipping Tranquility Bloom, which basically means this Herbalist could not have gone more wrong. Could not have gone more wrong. 40 points into Overloading, which has proven to not be that useful at all. And then 40 points into Tranquility Bloom that is practically free at this point, so you never want to pick it up regardless. Often, what you would consider a bricked profession by most people's standards, but without a reset, without the ability to reset the points, it was as simple as, I just won't use this character all that much, and so I didn't, but there's enough points now to rectify the wrongs. The rest of these nodes can be filled out completely, with even spare points to go into other places. I know a lot of people are putting points into mulching for the what do you call it? The Nocturnal Lotus. Is it the imbued mulch? Yeah, the imbued mulch. Guarantee you a Nocturnal Lotus for the cost of what's 10 Tranquility Bloom these days. 10 gold, 20 gold, 20 gold for 20 gold to get a Nocturnal Lotus every hour. So yeah, that's what, 20 points in here, 10 points in here. Sub-spec of your choice. Yeah, so 30 points in here gets you the mulching. And then I'll want to fill out the rest of these nodes. But look, I haven't, I've literally got day one profession tools on this character still. Not even blues, not even max quality. Like, actual dog shit level tools. And look how much I paid for these. 6,000 gold I paid for that on probably day one of the expansion. 7,000 gold for a bright linen herbalist hat, quality 2. Ah! These prices are funny. 7,500 gold for a Thalassian sickle. With finesse and at quality 2. Day 1 prices, eh? Mining, I think, is in a slightly better position because I actually decided it would be worthwhile still using this character for a bit of mining. So he does have at least the rare tools properly enchanted with finesse. Spec-wise, I can't remember how this dude's spec'd. 5 points into overloaded to get double the dudes to spawn. 40 points in meticulous mining, because of course, so that you can do it whilst mounted. And then we've got our first 50 points in plentiful ores. And I've started to put points in tin. That's probably where we'll continue. You're saying time for some dun-duns? Well, we will have to do some dun-duns. I'm not, like, I've done some already. You can see I've got some points. I might go do my 1 weekly. I could do the 1 weekly, easy one. But I might, and I'm very tempted to switch this character more into a lumber farming character. Farm midnight lumber, but whilst we farm midnight lumber, pick up herbs and ore at the same time. A sort of a two birds with 1 stone situation. Saving all my shards for next patch to dump 8 all at once. Well, yes, and that. Like, I'm not in any rush to go do any dun-duns at the moment. Yeah, maybe testing out which zone feels better for lumber. Picking up some herbs and ore at the same time is kind of the theory for this character. Does, I don't think Zygor has any guides for lumber at all. Or any farming routes. No. Zygor's not integrated lumber yet. What does it claim to be the best farming routes then? You've got farming refulgent copper ore in any of the zones seems to have the highest potential Zygor score. Secondly to that, farming brilliant silver in any of the zones. Seems to think farming umbral tin ore is the least valuable use of your time. Which is odd, because I would have 100% said that that was exactly the other way around. Do you want my route for midnight? What, for when you do your lumbering? I'd be intrigued to see what it is, if you want to share it. Do you use routes, do you? Just DM me the import code. And I'll have a little look. Harvest lumber in Harandar. I hate it, but it's the best place to do it. But this is kind of what I've always thought. I've always thought this is the best one. And the way I think... I'm going to predict that the best way to do it is basically just to circle the edge of the map. Ignore all of this middle bit where you're going up and down, up and down, up and down like a yo-yo. And just basically circle the edge of the map. Or maybe even completely cut out this section completely. Down the middle, down the river, up and across, just like a triangle. Feels like a reasonable route.
The den has been ravaged with vermin. If we deal with that problem, the elders will be more favorable with us. Take a Grimlings. They are always up for a meal.
Lesser manifestations escape from the rift. Send them back where they belong.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that we want to be able to just sort of like, if we pull a mob, or if we have to pull a mob, we want enough gear that just like a couple of GCDs just gets them to go away. This add-on popping up every time I tap something's annoying. Can it not do it? Haha! All the druids. Ow! Need more deafness. Okay, I've just realised one thing I am going to have to do. This character. And it makes no sense to be doing anything without doing it first. Fix my herbalism tools. Let me... That's meant to be my long boy button and it's not. There's my long boy button. I sent it in Discord. Thank you. I'll have a little look in a second. Profession equipment, herbalism, tools. One of you. Finesse. Yoink. Accessories. One of you. You. Alrighty. Let's have a little look at this route. Green? Yeah, I was thinking it would be something along these lines. Sort of scouting up and around the edge for the most part. You do a little bit of a dip into the middle. Oh, of course. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Let's do a lap or two and see how it feels. Should we Oh, I don't have a price source for Midnight Lumber yet. I should probably make one. Oh, 3 straight off the bat. Lol. Oh, am I going to get wildly distracted by squirrels now and start making a custom price source for Midnight Lumber? I actually think I am. Lumber custom price sources. It's going to be a bit of a beast, this one. Kind of something I think I should probably ask some sort of AI to do for me, but let's... What's Midnight Lumber called these days? Thalassian Lumber or something? Is that what it's called? Thalassian Lumber. How many recipes used in 60 decor recipes? Okay, this is going to be a monster of a custom price source. 60 recipes. Alright, that's going to be 3 times the size of any of the others. I tried aiming... Oh, using... Oh, okay, the string was too long because of the recipe quantity. Is there a string limit length for a custom price source? I've had some absolutely cracked custom price sources before. How do we shorten it then? Just gather the lumber, out how much you get in an hour, and multiply that by 300 or whatever you like for now. No, I want to make the price source the same way I make the other ones. I can probably... Yeah, if there's 60 items that use it, it's going to be a bit difficult. What are the 60 items? Wellhead. Reagent 4. Make a custom price source for each profession and then a final custom price source averaging out the others. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I don't want to have to make 9 custom price sources just to, in essence, get 1. I'm thinking there's got to be a smoother solution to this. Because the way we've done it before is kind of a bit hacky anyway, because it's... all it does is take the sale average of the crafted decor items. If I was to do it profession by profession... yeah, I don't know. Maybe this style way is too much for the midnight lumber. If we could somehow limit the amount of characters, like DB region sale average is so many characters. When there's a character length limit, you just kind of want DBSA or something. Like you want shorthand. Could I? Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to. I mean, if you could do DB sale average of this item within the same bracket plus another item code plus another item code. I don't think that syntax works though. Then you could cut out like 90% of the actual characters. You just need all of the item IDs. Maybe I'll start by hoovering up all of the item IDs. And figure out if there's a cheeky way to do it. Let me test something. Or if you could use a group and then group ID. DB region, sale average, item, grab. That's not ordered them particularly well at all, has it? I hope some alternative comes for TSM. I mean, it's still pretty efficient in what it does. But like I was talking earlier, it really does feel like in this world of vibe coding we live in now, it probably isn't going to be long before somebody puts something together. Okay, let me try a few things. Oh, these are spell IDs as well. And these aren't even the item IDs for the crafted decor. Oh god, that's going to make this... How did I do this last time then? There's no way I did this manually last time. All 240 pieces of decor. No way I did it manually. I don't want the spell ID, I want the item IDs. You know what I did? I probably did it in game with the professions. I probably... Haha, we're real distracted by squirrels now. Let me log on to my main real quick. There's a little add-on called ID tip, I think, that puts the item ID in the tooltip. Yeah, I mean we've already got like a custom price source for each individual lumber. I don't really want to make 10 custom price sources just to value Thalassian lumber, especially when it's a bit of a hack together method to do it in the first place. But if I can oh, I haven't got the add-on switched on. Oh, where's it gone? Why do I not have it? Oh no, please don't be one that got the chop. Probably got the chop. Goblin Toolbox also displays item IDs. Oh, it does, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's probably why it got the chop. That's probably why it got the chop, because I didn't need it anymore. I just need to tell it to do it in here. Item ID around here somewhere. Item ID. Why do I have 2 items with the same stats as different specifics in TSM? Because I wouldn't really recommend using specific grouping in TSM. In today's version of the game, it basically doesn't work. You've got base item or item level, really. There's so many bonus IDs that are attached to items these days for apparently no real reason whatsoever, that when you do specific, you know, it only takes one bonus ID to be different for it to create 2 different versions of it. It basically never something you should use. For example, if an item, the exact same item made on a level 83 character will have a different bonus ID if it was made on a level 90 character. But at the end of the day, who cares what level the crafter was when they made it? But it will have a different bonus ID, and if it will then create a different item. So yeah, the TLDR is just don't use specific item grouping. The only possible use for it is if you are really trying to like separate like leech or speed stats or something from like raid BOEs or something. where you really definitely want, if it has leech, post it at some other way, sort of thing. That's really the only use case for it these days. There we go. 262471. 262471. I don't think what I'm about to do works, but I'm going to try anyway. Two 262 469. I don't think this works. I'm going to try something. Yeah, unexpected word plus in the custom string. So you can't just take the DB region sale average of this item and add it to the DB region sale average of this item. This syntax doesn't work. Which would be a way to, which would have been a way to basically eliminate 90% of the characters from the string, but the only way you can do it is you can't. That's the only way you can add the two numbers together. Take the sale average of this item and add it to the sale average of this item. Which means if we do want to get a midnight price source, we have to do this, but like 60 times. All the different pieces of decor that Midnight Lumber can craft. Which, because we then have to put DB region sale average, the word DB region sale average 60 times, it just obliterates our character count for the string. And I don't really think there's a easier way to do it if we want to use this price source to value it, which you do. You don't want to use any other price source. Because you can't use crafting either. Because crafting will create a circular argument, which doesn't work. Okay, maybe there isn't an easy way to do Thalassian lumber in the same way. Maybe we have to come up with a smarter way to value it. It's annoying. I would have liked to have used the same principle. But for reference, for those who wondering how I value the other lumbers, in case I haven't explained this, I take the sale average of the decor that uses dark pine lumber, and I add all of the sale averages together to get a nice big gold number for the sale average of one of every item, basically. And then I just simply divide that by how many lumber it takes to make one of every one. So you then get an average sale price per piece of lumber. And then once you've got this, obviously there's other materials. This is your high valuation. This is your 100% valuation. Because obviously decor is made up of more than just the lumber. So what you then have to do is you take a percentage of this value, which is once again a little bit of a guesstimate. You take a percentage of that value away to basically cover the cost of the other materials that it takes to make a piece of decor. 80% on most of the old professions is a good number. So you take this sort of like 100% number, and then you take 80% of that, and then it's pretty damn close to what you should be valuing the lumber at. Wrath of the Lich King, you probably want to use like 70%, even 65% of this value, because there's a lot of expensive materials in Wrath of the Lich King. What they call Titan steel bars. Use a greater percentage of the crafting cost. But alright. That was a squirrel that I was hoping to be able to do something clever with. But I might not be able to. I'm tempted to see what it looks like just doing it for one profession, though. Even if it's just... even if it's just temporary for just some quick science. Lumber Midnight JC. How many pieces of lumber are there in dawn crafting? 1, 2, 3. Which ones do I not have? 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's only 6. Could you just take an average of all wood? But that's what we're doing. You're calculating how much wood is being used, and then you're calculating what the sale average is of all of that wood combined. And when you divide by the amount of wood you use, you get the average per wood. Right, what's the item IDs of these then? Uh, 262 461. And the ones we don't know. Two, 6, 2, 6, 13. Two 48 9 6. How's that got a completely different? Completely different. Hourglass. How much lumber does all of this use in combined then? Hang on. Calculate this out so I don't do it wrong. We got 24 pieces of lumber plus 36 pieces of lumber plus another 26 plus the 3 recipes we don't know. 48. Jesus. 50. Spicy. Plus 18. 202 pieces of lumber just for jewel crafting. 202. So... where's it gone? Oh. Where's the midnight one gone? It's going to be at the bottom, yeah. Midnight lumber. Holy smoke. That's surprising. 458 gold is the top end price. That's the 100%. Obviously, that's not really what you should be valuing the lumber at, because there's other materials that go into these. Which ones of these are spicy and expensive? Oh, go away. Didn't ask for you. Where did that come from? So, 1,000 gold to craft it. 15k on the auction house. That's like 10%. 1,000 gold again of mats. Another 10%. 2,000 gold, but sells for 12, so 20%. What's going on here? 2,000 gold crafting cost. Only being listed for 7. It's about 25%. That's a little bit higher. About 1,800 gold crafting cost, but then sells for 7.5. So that's another 25%. I think a 20% average here is a fair estimation for the cost of the other materials that go into this. 1,100 gold sells for 16. That's actually really cheap. Yeah, we'll go with a 20% discount. So 20% off. And what you'd then do... Now, obviously, I'm only doing this for jewel crafting, but you'd want to extend this out a little bit more and maybe take an average of all of them if you really wanted to do this properly. But your TSM crafting window, I'm thinking as I talk at the moment, which is always a problem. Mats, lumber, you got Thalassian lumber. Lumber midnight. Midnight. JC. But you'd only want 80% of that. Which gives Thalassian lumber 366 gold value based on just jewel crafting alone. Using the same methodology we use for the other ones. Now, jewel crafting could be high, jewel crafting could be low. But that's just a very sneak peek guesstimation. Are these all... We're not 80%ing these. Yeah. Like we should. Yeah, it's actually that's actually quite surprising to me. It's quite surprising to me that Thalassian lumber, at least at very first glance, feels as if it's worth more than the old lumbers still. Check the dragon statue from Pandaria for jewel crafting. Is that an expensive one, is it? Not a big farmer, but it feels like Midnight Lumber's more annoying to farm, and probably Decor is more popular, so no wonder it has the higher value. Yeah, my logic going into the expansion was that every man and their dog is going to be in Midnight, and so able to casually pick up some lumber and craft the odd thing here or there. But you're probably right that because every single piece of flipping wood has got some, you know, some monster standing next to it that needs to be defeated first, it could be more of a pain to farm. And when you add on top of the fact that there is probably a lot, you know, the recipes are not necessarily as straightforward to get. There's often rep requirements. It's not just leveling the profession. They've, you know, all of the old crafted decor from all of the past expansions, once you have your profession at like 80%, you're good to go. You just get the recipe off the vendor. You know, Midnight, though, you have to start going here and going there and Moxie this and, you know, Void Light Marl that. Or even, you know, pay an arm and a leg for the recipe. You know, there's a lot wider selection of recipes to be obtained. So it's kind of surprising. 366 gold per piece of lumber. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that your gold per hour is going to end up being better doing Midnight Lumber than any of these. Because I know for a fact that, like, Dornic Lumber, for example, you can fly around and you can get 300 an hour of that, like, piece of piss. You might only be able to get, like, 200 an hour of the Thalassian Lumber, of the Midnight Lumber, for example. I haven't tested, but it's at least it's interesting to see it's actually worth more than the old ones at face value, not less. Because I would have said it was probably worth less. Saw lobster platter from Dragonflight. The cooking stuff is actually surprisingly good. The cooking recipes are actually surprisingly good. They're relatively cheap to craft, but they're just popular from what I've seen. I might look at building out an average price. I might look at doing custom sources for the other ones, but it's already, you know, it's already getting a bit too many custom price sources just for decor at this point. It's 202 pieces of lumber just to craft one of everything in jewel crafting. In jewel crafting alone. The amount of lumber you must need just to craft one of everything from all of the professions must be in the, like, 1500 lumber range. That's a lot of lumber farming just to craft one of everything. Holy. Midnight decor could be it. Midnight decor could be it, boys and girls. That could be the end game. It could be the end game. Could be the end game. Bam. Okay. Anyway, that was a squirrel. That was a bit of a squirrel. Does TSM handle well many huge price sources? I mean, in terms of performance. It handles individual price sources okay. What it doesn't particularly like very much is when you start nesting custom price sources within other custom price sources. It starts to fall apart pretty quickly when you do that, though. Which is kind of why I don't want to do one for Midnight Lumber, really. Nesting 9 custom price sources within another one. Oh, you don't want that custom price source, by the way, the Midnight one. That's only based upon the 6 recipes within Dawn Crafting. It's not very optimal at all. It was just, you know, a small piece of curiosity. I wouldn't use it. I've only done it so that Loot Appraiser at least has a number. The Loot Appraiser at least has a number that it can use for the valuation. I mean, you could just as easily just put a hard-coded value in there. And actually, you'd probably be better off just putting a hard-coded value at this point. The other custom price sources for the other expansions, though, are open source and freely available via the Discord. Hop in the Discord. They're in the mini guide section under the housing. All of the routes for the different expansions and, you know, my full everything else, TSM groups and everything like that is also available to the Gold Goblins over on Patreon in full guide form. Bit of a shameless promo, but puts food on my table. I just wish that food was going to be pizza tonight. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I choose to be healthy for a week? Far too much like hard work. Cheat meal. We'll see. We'll see how tempted I get. I tell you what is going to be a real problem, though, over the next 5 weeks or so, is if I do get into watching much of the World Cup, how late the games are on is not good for it's not good for snacking. The last thing I need to be doing is drinking beer and snacking at like 2 o'clock in the morning while watching football. Because you can't sit and watch a football game without like a snack or a beer or something, you know. That's going to become slightly problematic if we're up until 4 AM watching football every other night. Going to have fat Theus by the end of the World Cup. Oh, I'm not sure my loot appraiser is set up properly. It's still not pulling in the right price for Thalassian lumber. Why would it be doing that? Oh, it's probably then because loot appraiser's not set up right. Enable class tab for multiple price sources. Oh, why is that not ticked? Why was that not ticked? We want to be using DB region sale average for everything else. Sure.
The roots of Teldrassil smolder today. Take to the air and douse the flames.
Oh, I mean, deafness isn't high enough yet either. Deafness isn't quite high enough yet to get herbs from under the nose of protected mobs. Yo, 6 Argent Leaf, hello. It'll take a couple of laps to kind of get used to what's occurring. Honestly, with how many people are struggling with herbing and mining to make it worth their efforts, adding in some lumber and doing some decor crafting and selling, definitely good at padding the numbers. It's going to be definitely good at padding the numbers. When every single piece of lumber is worth more than 6 of a single herb at high quality. If you are still focusing on doing... If you're still looking to predominantly do herbing and mining for like 15k an hour, but you can get 20,000 gold of value from decor as well, from the lumber, that's probably where people can, you know, add the books a little bit. Short-term win with the herbs and the ore. Long-term win by crafting the decor and setting up your own branch of IKEA. Your server. But it's another one. It's one of those where I am convinced 99.9% of people have absolutely no idea what lumber's worth. I mean, look at it from this perspective. I didn't have a clue what Thalassian lumber was worth. Like, and I live and breathe flipping gold making in this game. I would have genuinely guesstimated it to have been around the 150 gold a piece mark. The fact that it came out like 300 plus, even once moderately adjusted for additional materials, is surprising. Where even is it? There it is. So let's do a lap or two of this and then just, you know, see what the numbers look like. I'm not using any flipping consumables or buffs or none of that jazz. I'm not trying to optimize or min-max the herbing and mining in any way, shape or form. I'm just looking for it to provide supplementary income whilst we predominantly farm decor or farm lumber. At least I don't need an excuse to not be watching the football this year. Say you're protesting Trump much easier than saying I've no interest in football. I wanted to watch the opening game last night. Mostly just because I wanted to see what influence America was going to try and have, the US was going to try and have on it. But it was nice to see that they let Mexico have their moment. You know? There are 3 host nations at the end of the day, let's not forget. Mexico, the US, and Canada. It was nice to see that Mexico definitely had that moment. The last thing we need is flipping it to just turn into a Trump drama farm. Nobody wants that. I just realised I don't even have my overload buttons. Not that I plan to particularly use them, but it would be smart to at least have them sort of visible. Or at least the other mini mechanics. Overload ore. Midnight ore. Oh, where's me bonus bar gone? Is it bar 6? Oh, I do have them. It's just hidden. I'm doing an incredible job of not following this route. I've actually not spent hardly any time at all in this zone. Full stop. Harrendar is probably the least, the zone I've been in the least. Like in total. Not for any discriminatory reason. It's just not a zone I've like really got to yet, if that makes sense. Like trying to do all the side quests and all of the, you know, leveling everything up and then whatever. Oh my god, I can't see shit in this zone. Which, yeah, also kind of means I have no idea flipping where anything spawns or on what elevation anything's on. Does Overload do anything useful this time? Well, it would do if moats had any value. It's in theory designed to get you more moats, but when they're less than a gold apiece right now, I don't think anybody cares. In fact, people only use the Overload to trigger... In fact, you don't even need the Overload to trigger more mini dudes over in, what do you call it? God, my brain does not work today in Zulaman. You don't even need to overload the node. You just need a few points in the wild node to spawn 4 bonus dudes instead of 2. Now, I know it's not record-breaking in any way, shape, or form, but you can see what it's doing to our gold per hour. by actually picking up the lumber and caring about the lumber all of a sudden. I think if more people knew what the lumber was actually worth, there'd be less people complaining that herbing and mining is only 10,000 gold an hour right now. That leads me to believe that they're not assigning any value to lumber, and secondly, even if they are, they don't know how much it's worth, or they're not picking it up, or both. Stay asleep. You're not going to stay asleep. Because if you did have a use for the lumber, and you knew how much it was worth, like, I'm a flipping dumb idiot right now, and I'm getting 45,000 gold an hour. On a completely unoptimized, busted herbing and mining character. An idiot that's still picking up Tranquility Bloom nodes. Pro tip, don't forget when putting a mandolin in the sink, so much blood from a tiny nick. Oof, ouch. Those things hurt. Yes. Do not be forgetting. I genuinely cannot even be in the same room as my wife using a knife. It hurts me to watch her use a knife sometimes. I see her chop vegetables or something, and I'm like, I have to leave. Either give me the knife and let me do it, or I have to leave. Like, cannot be in the same room. I genuinely am just waiting for the oh, and then a finger to fall on the floor. Fruit Ninja, literally. Loving all these double and triple procs, though. Take those. I think many gatherers look at lumber and go, I can't sell it on the auction house, so it's worthless. Pretty much. Pretty much. Whereas I think if more people realised it's literally the thing that is worth flying around for, their opinion might be different. I don't mind there being the stigmatism of that decor doesn't sell. I don't mind that at all. The more people that believe decor doesn't sell, the more of it I can sell and the more profit it will be, but I hope by now I don't have to sort of explain that to you guys. You guys probably already know. It's the non-believers. Non-believers we got to worry about. Unfaithful. Then you have to get into crafting, and tons of people don't want to after Dragonflight. I mean, completely valid, but it's another misunderstanding of how it all works, because crafting decor doesn't pull on any of the strings that the crafting system uses in any way, shape, or form. You don't care about you don't care about quality. You don't care about knowledge points. You don't care about skill or profession tools. You literally don't care about any of that. It's literally level the profession up to skill 80, which can be done in one go with any of the professions these days, and get the recipe. GG. I mean, a bit of resourcefulness wouldn't go amiss, but when even today only 20% of the crafting cost is attached to the materials, it's It's the opportunity to sell something that many people are just choosing not to take, I think. Oh, you've been doing abundance prep, have you? Getting 8 shards on all of your characters. Yeah, that's actually maybe not a bad idea. Although I'm kind of in the groove now where I just don't open the artisan, I don't open the patron order goodie bags. I just hold them all in my bags. And then if I need 8 shards of Dun, I can just quickly open a bunch of goodie bags. I basically use those goodie bags now as like, as Dun bags. So the prep in that regard is almost non-existent.
Lesser manifestations escape from the rift. Send them back where they
Made sure that I
belong.
can start on reset with 8 shards and then get another 8. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. 16 shards worth of Dun consumed in like 6 minutes. Not bad, is it? Oh, it's going to be such a good quality of life change, that is. I would almost use the phrase I can't wait, but I absolutely could. I just, the whole concept of this is I want it to be better so that I can do it less. It is completely optimizing the fun. Like, there is no fun to be had, so I absolutely want to optimize it within an inch of its life and, you know, burn 8 shards in one go. Yes, please. Stupid oozling. Have I done the weekly quest this week? Am I able to get embers? I should. I haven't got one yet, but I should be able to. I haven't thought about that. I'm pretty sure. Well, the little add-on seems to indicate that I have done the weekly. I will qualify for embers, the bonuses, the catch-up mechanics. Stupid fly. Actually doing this, there's no real need to be in bear form. I'm just still in Guardian from doing the delves. But balance is probably better, because Convoke on balance is going to hit so goddamn hard, it's just going to delete anything, isn't it? With 260 gear, I would imagine. Yeah, a lot of creepy crawlies to kill, though. Having some gear and actually being able to just delete mobs is also big time saver, and weirdly quite an optimization for farming in Midnight. Which, I'm honest, I don't mind. I do kind of think that having a reason to actually play the Gatherers gives the Gatherers, you know, gives the people who like put herbing and mining on their main character, gives them an actual leg up. It does genuinely give them a bit of an advantage if by being geared you can do things. I don't think you should be able to do things that non-gatherers... Oh, how do I phrase this? By having gear, you shouldn't be able to do something that a non-geared character couldn't do. I'm really butchering this sentence, but there should at least be a bit of an advantage to having some gear, even on a gatherer. Which I like. Where the flip... There it is. The funny thing is, you know, is even if I did a little video sort of stating that, you know, herbing and mining can still be 50k an hour. You know how much hate that video would get by people who are just like, oh, but Deco doesn't sell. It completely puts me off making content sometimes. I used to heavily lean into the meme of that and just basically find amusement in farming the hate. But I don't get the same amusement from it anymore. Maybe I've matured. Hog face next to 50k per hour. It's yeah, I mean it's easy views. Where's the lumber? I can see you, but I can't see you. Hello? Oh, it's because you're over there. I think I will need a little bit more practice on the routes, though, for this. And I'm definitely likely to test some of the other zones. We can do some science. I'm also going to pick up the treasures just because I need the coffer keys. Oh, you're not a treasure, you're a stupid moth. Treasures up here somewhere. I can ninja these quick enough that I can grab them and fly away. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit short on deafness for herbalism. I'm massively short on mining. Some people go just... I mean, they've nerfed it now, haven't they? But some people go full Zug with deafness. And weirdly, it probably works. If only deafness affected wood chopping. That is the only area I really would like to see some sort of ability to make it better. Flipping 3-second cast time or whatever it feels like for lumber is just harsh. Now, I know, you're chopping down a tree. It should take longer than picking up a herb, but... That said, you can pull ore out of a stone in, like, half the time. So maybe it's not totally logical. I'm learning quite quickly to be sneaky though. How to stay away from the non-friendlies. Yeah, this bit of the route's confusing. Oh, because we're going up onto the high platform, I see. No, go away. There's no way you aggroed me. Son of a... I am genuinely concerned I'm having a midlife crisis, though. The amount of farming I've actually done in WoW in the last couple of weeks is probably more than I've done in the last 2 expansions, full stop. Either we've seen the light, or we're just having a manic episode. We're just not well. It could be both. Stay away. Son of a bitch. When crafting itself, tanks and decors this good, but requires you to farm. It's clever. I've said this since day one. I think decor is very eloquently put together as a system. It's deceptively clever.
The roots of Teldrassil smolder today. Take to the air and douse the flames.
I am definitely a fan. There's the treasure. What? Missed it. Shit, now I'm in combat. Go away, you silly fishes. Oh, stupid mushrooms. I am going to lose my temper in this zone. Absolutely. There's only so many times I'm going to laugh off hitting a mushroom in the face. Begs the question, though, doesn't it? How much were people making off both decor and herbing and mining in, like, the first couple of weeks? It was relatively common knowledge that 50 to 80,000 gold an hour was more than comfortable just from the herbs and the ore. Now, if you were to take a few minutes out of that to pick up some lumber at the same time, you were probably pushing 100,000+ gold an hour, like, easy. If you could also utilize the lumber. Obviously, that's the caveat with all of this, isn't it? That you don't do shit with... Cause you can't sell the lumber, so you've got to craft decor with it. And if you know... If you flat out refuse to do that aspect of it, then, well, you are going to take a 30,000 gold an hour reduction in your time, but that's on you. Another double. I wonder how Zulaman is for lumbering. Since it's such a prominent zone for herbing and mining in general. Like I said, the focus isn't on herbing and mining for me doing this. The focus is on lumber, but
before it spreads any further.
if there's still 200 plus nodes an hour, why not got actually... I was going to say, I don't have my lumber helper add-on on the EU. We'll add that at some point if I choose to keep up with this little mini adventure. Cleaner to farm, less clutter. Yeah, I mean, I would take 20 less lumber an hour if it's just an easier route, you know? I genuinely wonder if Eversong is... Like I said, I'll probably test all the zones at some point, but Eversong feels like it could be the most casual for lumber, because the likelihood of you hitting combat is probably the least in Eversong. But it's also simultaneously kind of bad for herbing and mining. I mean, it works, there's nodes there, but it's not great. Then when your focus isn't necessarily on the herbing and mining, if it's easier to get 180 lumber an hour, you'd still probably take it. I have a fucking no clue where this lumber node is. Oh, it's there. All these creepy crawlies. Yeah, spamming the interact key is a life hack for that. Especially if you can hide behind a wall when doing it. That 220? Yeah. Is the same dude again? These like instantly respawn. Oh, I don't know this zone very well at all. Do you not think Eversong's good for farm? I find I seem to find that I can do a herbing and mining route and basically never get into combat, at least. Which For the characters maybe that are fresh dinged level 90s or even level 80s leveling for free, not getting in combat is a huge win when you've got no gear. I don't know where the herbs are gone. Hang on, I am so far off the route. Oh, it's you again. Yo, like these doubles. Like these doubles a lot. I mean, you add treasures onto the mix, the occasional 220 BOE. You know, this sort of stuff is... What did it value that 220 BOE we picked up a minute ago at? Oh, interestingly, only valued it at 96 gold. That's because it's probably using the base item of it, not the fact that we got one at 220. It was the great sword, wasn't it? Gone. Oh. Oh, it's in the weapon section. Yeah, like even Loot Appraiser hasn't actually classed this. It's like a 2,000 gold drop. Oh, because it doesn't have a DB region sale average, so it's defaulted to its like vendor price or something. Which means we can do this first. DB region sale average. If there is not a DB region sale average, DB recent. Sold one yesterday for 6k. They still sell and fast, surprisingly. Not a bad bonus when you're out lumbering. I mean, yeah, like I said, when everybody is sort of like queuing that herbing and mining is 10,000 gold an hour, you get a BOE that sells for 5. You've like that's half an hour's work previously. It's all these little things add up. Those 220 BOEs. Which is why I think herbing and mining on sub-level 90 characters, sure, it's free experience, but you're actually sacrificing quite a lot of gold by doing it. Because you're not going to get those 220 BOEs from the treasures if you're level 80. The level 80 does get the 133s at least, yeah. But you know, you're not going to stay at level 80 for more than an hour or two's of lumbering, are you? Ooh, don't aggro you. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave you alone. I'm going to start killing big elites. Can I get in here without waking you fellas up? No. Shiny rock. Get 133. Yeah, up until about 83, then you start getting like 156s or whatever they are, yeah. Even those 220 BOEs are not going to have too much value for too much longer, though. They're kind of diminishing in value every single day, as 1207 is going to turn up, and like level 90 gearing is going to be so much easier. Fortunately, level 90 gearing does sort of ramp up once you've already got a little bit of gear. You still kind of feel the need to do your world quest lap for like super fresh level 90 gearing, which fits in the same sort of category as those 220 BOEs. But the fact you can slingshot to 250 item level like within a couple of hours, few world quests, let Valera tank a few delves for you, you're like 230, 240 item level. The amount of people that need those 220 BOEs as a way to save time or slingshot their gear is kind of getting less and less. And once 12.1 turns up, they'll be worth nothing, because there'll be some higher item level catch up from the new zone, presumably. I've actually got all of my 220 BOEs on quite aggressive TSM operations to just get them shifted. I don't want to be sat on too many of them. Get what I can for them while I still can. Oh, are you entertained by that moth? Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Beautiful. Did you sign up for the Guild Wars 3 beta? Never played Guild Wars 1 or 2, but heard good things about it. I didn't know there was a sign up for it. Sling me a link and I will do so. I can't imagine it will be too exclusive a thing. They'll use it for marketing, surely. Oh, all of that effort for Tranquility Bloom. Idiot. Idiot. Yeah, an absolute dumb idiot Herber Miner. We're still banging out 50k an hour in value. In relatively, you know, relatively true value as well. Yes, your decor's not going to sell instantly, like your herbs and your ore, but it's not transmog fake value, is it? Even if you just use it as a placebo to make it feel more worth doing herbing and mining. Which I tend to believe is half the reason why people do transmog farming these days. Because transmog farming will always give you those humongous numbers in your loot appraisal window. It's just a feel-good factor, even though you probably know none of it's ever going to sell for even remotely close to what, you know, loot appraiser claims it's worth. Targeted for fall 2027. You got time. Yeah, it's well, we got GTA 6 this fall. That's going to keep us very busy. So in a year's time, that what's the odds that will clash with The Last Titan? That'd be that'll be problematic, wouldn't it? Am I the only one that sort of has this weird kind of secret feeling that they maybe don't want 12.1 to be any good? Is anybody kind of hoping that 12.1 is going to be a flop? I know I am. I expect it to be. I mean, I should probably clarify what I mean here. Is that 12.1 is likely to come out. And is... Well, 12 point... Well, okay, I don't want it to be a complete flop. But I don't want it to keep me busy the entire time, let's put it that way. By November, I want to be 100% done with 12.1. Because I want to spend Christmas playing Grand Theft Auto. I think we're going to have to. I can't see me playing GTA 6 for any less than 500 hours. I need to be remarkably careful about this, though, that we don't... I can forewarn everybody involved here that we will be streaming GTA 6, and I will be looking at making content around GTA 6, because, unfortunately, it's the only way I can justify spending so much time playing it. Because I always have been, and probably always will be, a massive GTA fan. Played every single one of the games to death. GTA 6 is going to be no exception to that. And I'm not very good at playing 2 games at once, as lots of you will probably already know. When I'm playing a game, I'm playing it. Is the Super Delve coming in 12.1? We don't know anything really about 12.1. What do you call it? The roadmap. The roadmap did have the Mega Delve on it. I can't remember what the roadmap stated the Mega Delve being, but it's worth checking that. See if it lines up with when we expect 12.1. I wonder how they'll timegate the Super Delve, because otherwise I'm going to finish it in one sitting. Well, didn't they say it's going to be like a solo weekly adventure? So, yeah, I don't know how... I kind of hope they don't, really. I don't know how they're going to approach this, because I'm not a big fan of time gating, full stop. I think they should use time gating as sparingly as humanly possible. And they should use time gating really only to keep, like, the community as a whole in a similar place. I don't think on a solo adventure there's any real justification for, you know, really any time gating, to be honest. If it's a group-related content, hence, you know, like the raid, Mythic Plus or something like that, there is some sort of reason and value to keep most of the, you know, the cluster of most of the community somewhat within touching distance of each other, so that everybody stays at a similar-ish level. You'll have higher people and lower people, but genuinely you sort of all move together. That's where time gating can be used for the betterment of the game as a whole. But if a Mega Delve is going to be designed to be just a solo activity, much like what delves predominantly are, even though you can do delves in a group, of course. But if it's going to be a Mega Delve that's meant to be a single person thing, I think it just needs to be 4 or 5 hours worth of content, and it's on a weekly lockout. And if you choose to do it on reset day, then you're done for the week. Or you could, like, dip in, you know, work through some trash, kill a boss for an hour. I do kind of feel that they're going to go Mage Tower vibes with this. That each boss is sort of... and I don't know what the plan is, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see them going like a standardized gearing route either. Kind of like very Mage Tower-esque. You know, a Mega Delve could be, it resets weekly, it offers like, it'll clearly be some sort of currency towards buying something, because of course this is World of Warcraft, but I feel that they could even go as far as standardizing the gear in it and making each boss in there difficult, that solo players might feel like the Mage Tower that they progress on. Hence giving you, you know, an actual reasonable amount of time per week invested in it to get it done. Do it. If they go that route with it, they don't really need any time gating. They make it mechanically challenging, but not like gear dependent. They could have, you know, 6 or 7 bosses in there. Call it a Mega Delve, where really it's just a solo raid at that point, isn't it? But they probably call it a Mega Delve to keep it on the Delve track, to keep it on the Delve gearing path. I don't know. I don't know how they'll do it, but I'm intrigued. I am curious. Look forward to seeing it and testing it. Seems you don't know Blizzard that well. Well, it's another one of those, isn't it? They announce something that sounds interesting way ahead of time, giving players plenty of time to speculate the shit out of it. Speculate, speculate, speculate. The harder you speculate, the more you'll be disappointed. So maybe don't speculate too hard. "12 Tranquility Bloom. Holy shit. Go on, finesse. Game it's worth nothing. Six delves linked together, weekly quest basis. Yawn. We'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. I expect it to be a mix of delves and ritual sites. I think the ritual sites have done alright, you know. Admittedly, there's only 2, and I absolutely prefer one over the other. But I don't think the ritual sites have been a bad addition, you know. There's already rumours of a Harandir 3rd one, so if anything comes of those, I'd be intrigued. I don't think the ritual sites have done too badly. They managed to integrate them into like the gearing path reasonably well, which I think helped. And that they, you know, at the highest level, they are the best for the vault. They're the best you can do for the vault without doing Mythic Plus. Because what is it? They give 4 of 6 hero if you do a tier 5 ritual. So there was like that slight little incentive. Did that price that correctly this time? No. Yeah, they managed to get that almost spot on, I think. But I personally got to a point where the only real reason for me to go back to do the rituals again was to farm the currency, to basically farm crests. Which, if you're not aware, you're going to be heavily incentivized to go farm rituals next patch 1207, because the tier 6 ones are going to drop myth crests natively. So for those who are less willing to play the Mythic Plus side of the game, like myself, it's going to be a primary source for you to get the higher tier crests. Did you buy Midnight for the NA realm anyway? No, we're on EU at the moment. I'm on my EU character. I'm mostly just trying to, well, wombo combo stuff really. This Herbalist and Miner's been out of action for way too long. And I kind of want to get some catch-up points and get a little bit more caught up with the herbing and mining. There's a lot of discussion at the moment of that, like, everything's got cheap and all of a sudden herbing and mining isn't worth doing. How much are people making and all of this sort of stuff. So I wanted to get my herb and miner in a better place and see, and see. Just, you know, have the ability to test it and find out. And we kind of, with keeping on topic of lumber, I thought, let's try and get a guesstimate price for Thalassian lumber and see, well, how does herbing and mining look when you also wombo combo it with gathering lumber? Because if you're only making 10 to 15,000 gold an hour picking up the herbs at the moment, which I'm going to be honest, I tend to think is a very lowball estimation by people. I think that's probably freshly dinged level 90 characters with no knowledge points. I think if you've got a herbalist and miner that's well booted, well kitted out, lots of knowledge points. There's enough knowledge points on grabs right now to have basically filled the important trees, isn't there? So that's going to make a world of... Like, if you compare the difference between somebody that's... somebody that's got no points in this tree compared to somebody that's got this tree completely full is, you know, going to be miles apart in terms of, like, gold per hour. Absolutely miles apart. So I want to get to I want to get some of these catch-up points, as there's like 140 of them available to me, which in theory is enough to fill this tree. And same with mining. There's enough knowledge points on offer these days to have like these 3 nodes, or like this entire plentiful ore tree completely full. Plus your 40 points in meticulous mining, I'd imagine. How many catch-up points are there for mining? 120. 120 catch-up points. 40, 80, 120. Yeah, there you go. If you've been keeping up with your herbalism and mining, you could have this entire tree like maxed now. Not only would you have this tree maxed, you'd have your meticulous mining done as well. You'd have your profession tools and accessories like tippity top as well. You'd have done enough farming to understand the route sufficiently. It's going to be a humongous delta between a fresh gatherer and like a fully specced out one now. So the discourse, the discussions that you see at the moment of like, oh, herbing and mining is only 15,000 gold an hour. That's probably the brand new people. I think the people who are probably fully set up are still probably doing 30, 40,000 gold an hour, I would guess, natively. But you add some decor, if you add some lumber to 30, 40,000 gold an hour, I think you're easily looking 70k plus an hour still. In total value. Probably 40k in stuff you can quickly and easily sell. Then a bonus 30k on top of it of just like drip feed decor sales. You know, if I can see in TSM the total materials needed across all characters in one overview, as in all the lumber needed. Not within TSM, I don't think, no. You could add one of everything to a queue and then look in your gathering window and it will tell you. It will sum it up that way if you do that, but that's the only way to sort of simulate that. Q1 of everything. Use the gathering section, I guess. Where the fuck it? There it is. Spent a lot of time wondering why I should care about the ritual sites. They came too late to be useful for me for gear, but from the other perspective, is useful too. Yeah, from a gearing, from the place of gearing rituals, like I said, I think they landed kind of nicely. They were kind of useful for the intended audience, I think. It's difficult in this game because if you do, you can understand why mythic raiders fall into the category of just raid logging, because the gearing incentive is used so heavily on all forms of world content that if you're already running around in like 290 gear right now, like, you're not going to have that same incentive to go out and run rituals all day. So you can kind of see why raid loggers end up falling into that category. But it sums it up per character. Oh, I'm not sure what you need, what you're looking for. You roughly you need about 500 lumber to craft one of everything. 500 of each lumber to craft one of everything. The number varies slightly. It could be as low as 400, could be as low as 550, high as 550, but one of everything is about 500-ish lumber of each type. .288 can't be asked to farm up more crests. At this level, it's about following and executing mechanics correctly. Sure, the gear is needed, but don't get me wrong, you hit certain HPS, DPS checks, otherwise you wipe. Yeah, I mean, caring about gearing is often a... The people who care about gear the most are the people that have the least of it. It's always been the case. Look, I use the example of mythic BOEs. A lot of people assume that it's like, oh, it's the big endgame raiders that are spending millions on these raid BOEs. No. It's fucking LFR Andes that are buying mythic BOEs, I can tell you for a fact. Like, the people who care about the gear the most are the ones that have access to the least of it. If you're in a relatively consistent guild and you're raiding on the regular and you're progressing through the content at a fair pace, you end up just not caring about gear, because gear just comes to you for free. Comes to you just by playing the game. And like you said, you get to a point where more of it isn't really going to help you. An extra 50 stamina isn't going to keep you alive against a one-shot mechanic. It's not going to make a difference. Just don't get hit by the one-shot mechanic. Okay, we've passed the hour mark out here doing a little bit of this. I didn't gather up quite as much as I was hoping to, but we did get a reasonable amount all the same. Like 50k worth of stuff, half of which can just go straight on the auction house in terms of materials. The other half is allocated via lumber. I mean, for example, let's put all of the herbs and ore that we did pick up. Oh, see, that's difficult because I had some in my bags already before we began, but either way. How much lumber have we got in our bags now? How much lumber did we pick up in that time? We got... Where is it? 177 lumber. So yeah, not knowing the route, not really knowing the spawns, I was still able to get nearly 200 lumber in that first hour of just kind of casually flying around, picking up herbs and ore and stuff as well. It is a bit more of an annoying zone to farm. I might test some of the others, but... what's our 366 gold times the 177? Okay. That math ain't mathin'. We must have had some lumber in our bags before we began. We must have had 20 or 30 lumber in our bags before we started. I mean, if you're only looking at 100 to 150 lumber an hour before you get good at it, you can see why it's valued at like nearly 400 gold each. At the start of the season, people were doing 10s with 250 item level, proving that item level isn't everything. Now they won't invite you for a 10 unless you're 280. Funny. Last week I did a mythic plus 10. Just because it's the only thing that puts something in my vault that's worth taking out on reset day. And yeah, it took me 25 minutes to find a group. Like, I must have applied to 50 groups before I got into one. And that's a 10. Now, of course, I know there's lots of people out there that, you know, have add-ons and shit that looks at your IO and your past results and stuff, and I have no history whatsoever, so I'm not exactly a great candidate. But I did have 280 item level gear, or 278 or something. I don't want to sit around spending half an hour trying to find a group just to do one dungeon, though. I'll do one Mythic Plus a week. I'll do that once a week on my main character, just so I've got something to take out of the vault. Other than that, I'm not going to bother. Just not going to bother. Anything beyond a 14 gets toxic quickly. I've been in keys where one kick gets missed and the tank insta-calls it to end the run. Why these people pug, I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's an avenue of the game that I just don't enjoy. I've never made any secret of that.
I've seen things that
And I play the game to have fun. Like, as soon as I stop playing the game to have fun, you know, we're toast at that point.
Not everything in the ocean is as good-looking or nice-mannered as I am.
Yeah, I mean the logic applies. Find a group of like-minded individuals to go and do it with regularly each week, and then you know you've solved all of your problems. Pugging is always the worst way to play this game, without a doubt. Right, okay. I'm going to hearth back. That was a fun little experiment today. I don't know how I've managed to be live for 4 hours, yet I've only done an hour's worth of farming here. I don't know what the hell I did for the other 2.5 hours today. I genuinely don't know. Time has flown past today. I'm going to leave it there for today, though, boys and girls. It is Friday. Well, it's, you know, summer months, meaning I'm actually usually pretty busy at the weekends. We get bonus weekend streams occasionally in the winter when it's cold and I don't want to leave the house, but as it stands at the moment, my weekends are usually filled by Mrs. Manthius suggesting we do some sort of DIY or gardening every flipping week. So I will probably catch you on Monday now at this point. We have a patch next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on NA EU region, so we'll investigate that a little bit. But for the most part, probably still continue just adventuring into the world of lumbering and decor, because I tend to think that's the direction that will be most consistent for goal making this expansion. Crafting is incredibly seasonal, incredibly volatile, incredibly min-maxy and sweaty. So much so that I don't really have too much enthusiasm to do too much of the major crafting stuff. Maybe outside a little bit at the beginning of a season. So yeah, I think decor is going to be the consistent winner for us this expansion. But yeah, we'll continue next week. Boys and girls, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it. Follows, the bits, the subs. If you sat through an ad, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend yourselves. If you're watching the World Cup, enjoy. Make sure you get some sleep, because the games are not too favourable for us Europeans this time round. But yeah, have fun. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you all on Monday. Peace.